Hi boys and girls, welcome to another math class. Today we are going to learn a little more about multiplication and division. I hope you all are safe and healthy and you are excited for today's class. So you can find this chapter in your book. This is your all-in-one book. You can find it as chapter number 8. You can also find it in your term or semester book. So we're going to learn about two things today. We're going to learn about multiplication and then we're going to look at division. In multiplication, we're going to look at some of the facts and properties of multiplication, and then I'm going to work out a couple of problems with you all, and then we will move into division. While I do this, I want you to be ready with your practice book. I hope all of you have your practice book with you and a pencil or a pen so that you will have enough time to practice what I'm teaching. Alright, let's dive straight in. Let's start with some of the facts about multiplication. Here's the first fact. 15 into 4 is equal to 60. If you take that example, 15 is called your multiplicand, 4 is your multiplier, and 60 is your product. Let's look at the second fact. Multiplication is repeated addition. We know that. For example, when you do 16 into 3, it is the same thing as 16 plus 16 plus 16, adding 16 3 times, which is 48. In the same way, if you do 40 into 5, that's the same thing as adding 40 5 times. 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40. That is 200. Now let's look at the third fact. When two or more numbers are multiplied, order of multiplication does not change the product. In other words, if you take three numbers A, B, C, then A into B into C is the same as B into C into A or C into B into A. The order of multiplication does not change the product. Here's the fourth fact. Any number multiplied by 0, the product is 0. We know that, right? We've seen it earlier. That means if you take a number, for example, 76 and multiply it with 0, the product is 0. In the same way, take another example, 354 into 0, the answer is 0. Let's look at the fifth fact. Any number multiplied by 1, the product is the number itself. For example, you take a number 17 multiplied with 1, what do you get the product? 17. That's right. 563 into 1 is 563. The sixth fact, when you multiply a number with 10, 100 or 1000, this is what happens. For example, let's take a number 27. 27 into 10 is 270. 135 into 10 is 1350. Here both these numbers are multiplied by 10. All you have to do is to just place that 0 in the ones place. The number, the product remains as it is with a 0 added to the number in the ones place. So 27 into 10 becomes 270. 135 into 10 becomes 1350. Now can you guess what happens when you multiply a number with 100? That's right. The product remains as it is with just two zeros being added towards the ones place and tens place. For example, 36 into 100 becomes 3600 and 742 into 100 becomes 74200. In the same way, when you multiply a number with 1000, for example 72 into 1000, you keep the product remains 72 followed by 3 zeros, that is in the ones place, tens place and thousands place you have zeros. In the same way, 233 into 1000 is 233000. So when you have any number, when you multiply it with 10, 100 or 1000, the multiplication is very easy. Alright, let's go to fact number 7. Product is always larger than the multiplicand and the multiplier. We've seen that in the earlier example, 15 into 4 is 60. You can see that the product 60 is always greater than 15 or 4. And the last fact number 8, multiplication statement can be written as division statement in two ways. What do I mean by that? Let's take an example. 22 into 3 is equal to 66. This is a multiplication statement. Now this statement can be written as a division statement in two ways. One way is 66 divided by 3 is equal to 22. That's right. And the second division statement is 66 divided by 22 is equal to 3. So the multiplication statement of 22 into 3 is equal to 66 can be written as either of these division statements. So those were some of the facts and properties of multiplication. Now if you turn your book to page number 55, you have a few practice questions given there. I want you to take some time to do that because that will brush up your skills on multiplication that you have learnt earlier. So pause this video if needed, go and work out those questions, show the answers to your parent or to your teacher, and then come back and watch this video. All the best. Alright, I hope you've worked out on those problems. Now let's start with multiplication of 3 and 4 digit number. Let's start with an example. Multiply 1 with 2, 1 2s are 2, 1 5s are 1, 1 3s are 3 and 1 1s are 1. That's it. This is your third row. Now you got your 3 rows. All you have to do is to add the 3 rows. Alright, so 6 plus 0 becomes 6, 5 plus 4 becomes 9, 2, 7 plus 4 is 11, 11 plus 5 is 16, and then 1 gets carried forward, and then 3 plus 2, 5, plus 1, 6, and 1. This is your answer. Alright, so it's pretty simple. All you have to do is to take the multiplier and take each digit and multiply the whole number with that digit. Remember, if a multiplier is having 3 digits, you will get 3 rows. Alright, if the multiplier is having 4 digits, you will get 4 rows. So now let's look at a word problem. If the cost of one bag of cement is 2,375 rupees, find the cost of 125 bags. Alright, that's the question. So let's write what is given. Cost of one bag of cement. What's the cost of one bag of cement? They have given it as 2,375 rupees. That's your cost. Now they are asking you to find the cost of 125 such bags. Okay, 2,375, that is cost of one bag of cement multiplied with total number of bags, that is 125. There you go. Now you can do it. It's the multiplication of a 4-digit and a 3-digit number. As I work it out, I want you also to work it out in your notebook. Let's do it. 2,375 multiplied by 125. Alright. So let's start with 5, which is in the ones place. 5 5s are 25. 7 5, 2 gets carried forward. 7 5s are 35 plus 2, 37. 5 3s are 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 1 gets carried forward. 5 2s are 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. That's your first row. I'm going to cross out the ones place and start with 2, which is in the tens place. 2 5s are 10. 1 gets carried forward. 7 2s are 14. 14 plus 1 15. 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 1 7. 2 2s are 4. This is your second row. Let's do the final row, third row. Cross out ones place and tens place and multiply 2375 with 1. 2375 into 1 will be 2375. 1 into 5 is 5. 1 into 7 is 7. 1 into 3 is 3. 1 into 2 is 2. That's it. You got your 3 rows. Now you have to just add the 3 rows. 5 becomes 5. 7 plus 0 is 7. 8 plus 5 plus 5 is 18. 1 gets carried forward. 7 plus 7, 14. 15, 16. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 2. Here is your answer. That is 2,96,875. Therefore, this is the cost of 125 bags of cement. All right. 2,96,875. And this is how you solve multiplication problems of 3 and 4 digit numbers. Now there is another way to solve multiplication, and this is using distributive property. What is distributive property? Let's have a look at it. A into B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C. So you can see the number A is getting distributed to both B and C. Let's try solving a multiplication question using this property. You can find this question on page number 57. I'll work it out for you. Let's multiply 2134 by 112. Okay, so 2134 into 112. How can we solve this problem using distributive property? So this is what we do. 2134 remains as it is, and 112 can be written as 100, that is the nearest 100, plus the nearest tens to plus 2. You see, 112 can be written as 100 plus 10 plus 2. Now all you have to do is to distribute 2134 to 100. That is your first step, and then you distribute 2134 to 10. That's your second step, and then you distribute 2134 to 2, which is your third step. Let's do that. So 2134 into 100 plus 2134 into 10 plus 2134 into 2. I have distributed 2134 into those three numbers. Now it's pretty simple. 2134 into 100. Remember the property of multiplication. When we multiply a number with 100, all you have to do is to include those two zeros in the ones and tens place. 213400 plus 2134 into 10 is 21340 plus 2134 into 2. If you do 2134 into 2, you will get 4268. That's it. Now it's pretty straightforward addition. Let's do the addition. 21340 plus 21340 plus 4268. If you add this, you will get 8, 10, 10, 9, 3, 2. This is your answer, 2,39,008. So this is how you can solve a multiplication problem using distributive property. All right. There is also another way to solve multiplication, and that is by breaking the multiplier into factors. Let's take an example. 7353 into 20. All right. So remember, we are solving this multiplication problem by breaking the multiplier into factors. What's the multiplier? 20 is the multiplier. How can you break this into factors? What are the factors of 20? We know 2 and 10 are the factors. So you have to do 7353 into 2 into 10. So these are two factors. We've broken the multiplier into these factors, and now you can multiply it. So let's do the first step. So 7353 into 2. First step is that 3 2s are 6, 5 2s are 10, 3 2s are 6, 7, 7 2s are 14. So you multiply 7353 with factor number 1. That's your first step. You get 14706, and then multiply it with your second factor, which is 10. That's pretty simple. 14706. This is where you multiply it with factor 2, and that becomes your answer. Alright, so this is another way to do multiplication. I hope you have understood how to multiply 3 and 4 digit numbers. You already learned how to multiply 1 and 2 digit numbers. Now all you have to do is to practice as much as possible. To help you with that, if you turn your book to page number 58, you can find a lot of questions. Please go ahead and practice as much as possible. You can pause this video and go ahead and work out those questions. You have questions on multiplication by distributive property, multiplication by factors, and then also word problems. So go ahead and practice, and then come back and we will learn about division. I hope you have done the practice of multiplication questions. Now we are going to learn about division. Are you all awake? Are you all alert? Are you all happy? Great. All right. So, like multiplication, we are going to look at some of the facts and properties of division. Okay, let's look at the first property. Division is repeated subtraction. Just like how multiplication is repeated addition, division is repeated subtraction. What do I mean by that? If you take an example of 18 divided by 2, it is the same thing as doing 18 minus 2, which is 16, and then 16 minus 2, which is 14, 14 minus 2, which is 12, and so on till you get 0. So you are doing subtraction again and again until you get 0. So if you can see, as you can see, there are 9 steps before you get 0. Therefore the quotient is 9. Therefore 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. Now can you tell me what is the dividend there? That's right, 18. What about the divisor? 2. That's right. And 9 is your quotient. Let's look at the second property. 20 divided by 5 is not equal to 5 divided by 20. So order is important. In multiplication, the order is not important. In division, the order is important. Let's look at the third property. Any number divided by 1, the quotient is the number itself. For example, if you take 23 and divide it by 1, you get the same number, that is, the quotient remains the same, 23. In the same way, 5 divided by 1 is 5. The fourth property is, when a number is divided by itself, the quotient is 1. We know that, right? If you divide 16 with 16, you get the answer as 1. 16 divided by 16 is 1. In the same way, 5 divided by 5 is 1. 100 divided by 100 is 1. Any number divided by itself, the quotient is 1. The next property is, 0 divided by any number, the quotient is 0. So if you divide 0 with any number, the answer is 0, or the quotient is 0. 0 divided by 5 is 0. Let's look at the next property. We cannot divide a number by 0 as the quotient is infinite. So you cannot divide any number by 0 because the quotient becomes infinite. The next property is, quotient is always smaller than the dividend. Now look at the example of 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. What's the quotient there? 9 is the quotient, and as you can see, the quotient 9 is always smaller than the dividend, which is 18. And the last fact, From a division fact, we get a multiplication fact. That means if you take 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8. Sorry, if you take 16 divided by 8 is equal to 2, then 8 into 2 is equal to 16 is the multiplication fact. Also, 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8. So when you take one division fact, you can get a multiplication fact. Now that you've seen some of the properties of division, let's work out a division problem. Let's divide 785 by 3. 785 divided by 3. You can find this on page number 60 in your textbook. Alright, so let's do the division. 785 divided by 3. So let's start with the hundreds place. 3 into what is 7? 3 into 2 is 6. The number closest to 7. 7 minus 6 is 1. 8 is brought down. 3 into what is 18? Yes, we have 3 into 6 is 18. 18 minus 18 is 0. And you have 5 which is remaining, which is brought down. And then 3 into what is 5? 3 ones are 3 is the number that is closest to 5. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. As you can see, 261 is your quotient and 2 is your remainder. Another way to check if the answer is correct is like this. Remember, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay, dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So for the example above, let's have a look at it. Let's see what was the divisor. The divisor was 3, right? Here, that was your divisor. If you multiply the divisor with the quotient, what was the quotient? Quotient was 261. So 3 into 261 plus, what was the remainder? Here, 2 is your remainder. So if you do this, 261 into 3 is 783 plus 2 is equal to 785. Is this the same as the dividend? That's right. See, 785. That's a way to check if the answer is correct. So this is how you do your division. Let's take another example. Let's do a word problem. You can find this on page number 62. If one box can hold 25 sweets, how many boxes will be needed to pack 3,425 sweets? Let's do that. So, number of boxes for 25 sweets. How many boxes do you need to pack 25 sweets? They said it is 1. They're asking you to find how many boxes are needed to pack 3,425 sweets. Therefore, number of boxes for 3,425 sweets will be how much? Now this is a classic division problem. So you need to divide these sweets, 3,425 sweets, you have to divide it by 25. Alright, that's how you can find how many boxes are needed to pack 3,425 sweets. That's because 25 sweets can be packed in one box. So 3,425 sweets can be packed in 3425 divided by 25. Now it's a straightforward division problem. Let's do that. 25 and 3425 is here. So how do you work this out? The first thing is, you need to look at the last digit. In here it is 3. So if you can see, 25 is greater than 3. Alright, it needs to be lesser or equal. So you need to take the next digit as well. Let's take 34. Here you can see 25 is lesser than 34. So you can start working with 34. Let's see, 25 into 1 is 25. Yes, that is close to 34, but also let's check for 25 into 2. If you do 25 into 2, you get it as 50. Alright, so that's more than 34. So let's do 25 into 1. It's 25. 34 minus 25, if you do, you will get it as 9. Now you need to bring 2. And what is 92 closest to 25 into 3? Let's do 25 into 3. 25 into 3 is 75. Yes, that's close to 92. What about 25 into 4? Is 100. Oh, that becomes more than 92. So we go with 25 into 3. 25 into 3 is 75. When you subtract 92 and 75, you get it as 5. 2 minus 5 is 7. And you get 1. You bring this 5. Right? Okay. Let's see if 175 is divisible by 25. So 25 into 6. Let's see, 25 into 6. 6 5s are 30. Well, 150. It is 150. No, it has to be more than that. Let's see, 25 into 7. 25 into 7 is 175. That's right. So if you put 7, you get 175. 0 is your remainder. Therefore, 137 boxes will be needed. These are the boxes needed to pack 3425 sweets. So this is how you can solve a division word problem. Now let's look at a simplification problem where there's a combination of division and multiplication. For example, you can find this on page number 63. 432 into 2 divided by 4. Right, here you can see there is a combination of multiplication and division. So first, let's do 432 into 2. Remember the BODMAS principle where you solve the brackets first. So what is 432 into 2? If you do 432 into 2, 432 into 2 becomes 864. So this is 864 divided by 4. That's it. This is a straightforward division problem. If you have to do the working of that, let's do 864 will be 4 2s are 8, 0, 6, 4 1s are 4, 6 minus 4 is 2, then you bring this 4 down, 4 6 is 24. That's it. So 864 divided by 4 is 216. This is how you can do a simplification problem where there is a combination of multiplication and division. Now let's see how we can do division with 10, 100 and 1000. So when we divide by 10, the ones digit becomes the remainder, the rest of the number forms the quotient. For example, if you divide 150 with 10, 15 is your quotient and 0 is your remainder. Alright, so the ones digit becomes the remainder, the rest of the number forms the quotient. Let's do 154 divided by 10. Go ahead and do it. What do you think is the quotient? Yes, 15 is your quotient because the ones digit 4 is your remainder. In the same way, if you do 3157 divided by 10, 315 is your quotient, 7 is your remainder. What happens when we divide by 100? That's right, the digit in the tens and ones place becomes the remainder. The rest of the number forms the quotient. For example, 1500 divided by 100, 0, 0 is in your tens and ones place, that's your remainder, 15 is your quotient. In the same way, 1516 divided by 100, 15 is your quotient, ones and tens place is 16 and that becomes your remainder. In 553 divided by 100, what's your quotient? That's right, 5 is your quotient because 53 is in your tens and ones place and that is your remainder. Now can you make a guess what happens when we divide a number by 1000? You're right. When we divide by 1000, the digits in the hundreds, tens and ones place becomes the remainder. Alright, let's take an example. 7000 divided by 1000. 7 is your quotient because the rest of the 3 digits is your remainder, which is 0. 7432 divided by 1000, 7 is your quotient and the last 3 digits 432 is your remainder. What about 17015 divided by 1000? Go ahead and solve it. What do you think is the quotient? 17. That's right, because 015 is your remainder, the 3 digits. And the last one, 325 divided by 1000. Now you tell me, what is the quotient? That's right, 0 is your quotient because you have only 3 digits, which is your remainder. 325 is your remainder. So that's it. That's how easy multiplication and division is. You have more questions to practice your division. You can find it in your Learning Ladders term book, and in page number 64 you have a lot of questions given there. Please go ahead and practice as much as possible, and please take the help of your parent or your teacher so that you can check the answers with them. Alright, I hope you've had a great learning today, and I'll see you in the next class. Bye bye.